One good thing about working with clay is the pottery wheel is one of the fairest teachers you will ever meet. It doesn't care who you are. It doesn't care how many followers you've got, how successful you are, what your profession is, or how confident you feel when you walk into the studio. The moment you place a lump of clay on the wheel, everyone faces the same challenge. Can you understand the clay? Can you work with it instead of against it? You must know that the wheel doesn't give special treatment to beginners. It doesn't hand out rewards simply because you've been trained for years. It responds to one thing and one thing only: your technique. If your clay isn't centered, it will wobble. If your pressure is uneven, the walls will show it. If you rush the process, the clay will remind you to slow down. There are no shortcuts. Perhaps that's what makes pottery so refreshing. In many parts of life, we are often judged by titles, achievements, or appearances. We can sometimes hide behind experience, reputation, or success. But at the pottery wheel, none of those things matter. Clay doesn't recognize status, it only recognizes touch. It doesn't know whether you are a teacher, an engineer, an artist, or someone trying pottery for the very first time. It responds honestly to every movement of your hands. The honesty is both humbling and freeing. Every potter has experienced the moment when a piece suddenly collapses. It doesn't matter whether it's your 10th pot or your 10,000th. The wheel reminds you that mastery isn't about becoming perfect. It's about showing up with patience, practice, and willingness to keep learning. The truth is, every experienced potters still make mistakes, no doubt. They still recycle clay. They still have days when nothing seems to go right. Me too, I experience it. But ironically, the more experienced a potter becomes, the more respect they often have for the craft. They understand that every new lump of clay is a fresh beginning. Yesterday's beautiful bowl doesn't guarantee today's success. Every piece asks for the same care, the same focus, and the same respect for the process. The wheel also has a quiet way of keeping our ego in check. It rewards consistency, not pride. It responds to patience, not impatience. It values steady hands over hurried ones. You cannot impress clay with your confidence alone. The only thing that matters is what your hands do in every moment. And maybe that's why so many people return to the pottery wheel again, and again. Not because it's easy, but because it's honest. The wheel gives you exactly what you bring to it. If you are distracted, it shows it. If you are tense, the clay reflects it. If you are calm and patient, the clay begins to move with you instead of resisting you. There's something deeply comforting about that kind of honesty in a world where so much can feel uncertain. The pottery wheel remains wonderfully consistent. The same principles that guided potters hundreds of years ago still apply today. Prepare the clay well, center it carefully, use gentle, steady pressure, respect the process. The wheel has never changed its rules, and perhaps that's what makes it such a remarkable teacher. Maybe the greatest lesson the wheel offers isn't about pottery at all. It's about humility. It reminds us that our achievements, our reputation, our confidence matter far less than our willingness to learn. Every time we sit at the wheel, we begin with nothing more than a lump of clay and our own two hands. Because in the very end, the wheel doesn't care who you are. It only cares how willing you are to listen, to learn, and to grow. And perhaps that's exactly why it has so much to teach us.